Hello, welcome back to my channel, Divine Libra Wisdom. I'm back again with another pick-up pile reading. Today we're going to be looking at what your higher self wants to say to you. So on your screen, you should have saw the piles, just to see what. I thought something was on the cards or whatever. Yeah, something that I was in. But anyway, yeah, we're looking at what does your future self want to say to you? And what I was saying was on your screen, you should have, saw the options for, what to choose from. So this is pile 1, this is pile 2, this is pile 3. Also, if you watched my last pick a pile video, I was in a blue shirt, and I was like, yeah, I'm doing a video right after this, and if I have the same shirt on, then it's the same day. It's just different, but obviously I'm in different clothes because it's the next day. I did not record this video that you're watching right now. I did not record this right after that. I took like a little break after that video, my last video, and I completely conked out. So yeah. But either way, it was meant to be, and nonetheless, I got the video done, obviously, since you're watching this right now. So let me get out all of my little, my disclaimers, caveats, that type of thing. So I'm going to try to keep the noise to a minimum. If it gets loud, I apologize. I'll try to, like I said, try to keep that to a minimum. And of course, there are some noises that you may hear with me living where I live that I can't help. So there may be neighbors that get loud outside, cars speeding down the street, inside noises like my refrigerator, AC, all that type of stuff. So yeah, pretty self-explanatory, but I will, apologize and keep it moving. If it gets too loud, I'll just allow for the noise to pass, and then I'll pick back up. Even though you haven't gotten through this video yet, please subscribe, consider subscribing. It helps me. Liking the video and subscribing to my channel helps me to get out on the algorithm, and helps me to reach more people that I would like to reach. So hopefully, my readings can help them, as well as confirm some things that they already know. Leave me comments down in the comment section, if this video resonates as you listen through, and share the video. Share it if you think it's beneficial, and your friends or family or whoever, it may get something out of this. Okay, so yeah, and I will mention that again as I go along, so you'll hear it again as you go along. Now, as far as choosing the piles, like I said, you should have chose your option, or chose your options. But if you are called to more than one pile, then that means that you are being divinely guided to listen to whatever other pile that you're called to. So, and you can choose by, going by 1, 2, 3. Okay, you can choose by the gemstones or the crystals that I have laid out here. You can also do something that I mentioned in my last video, but I've been forgetting to mention that I forgot to mention in my previous videos. But something that helps me when I'm looking at other people's pick-up pile readings, it helps to look at the timestamps of each pile, and sometimes you can choose that way. That is if they, if those videos, have the timestamps, of course. What else? And this is the last thing, and then we're going to get started. All the decks that I'm using in this reading, that will be down in the comment section. I will have my oracle cards that I've done myself. I will pull one for each pile at the end of the reading for each pile. Okay. I think I got everything out of the way that I want to get out of the way. I try not to be too much of a yapper, but yeah, I be trying to get everything out of the way. So without further ado, we're gonna get started. And let me just move these piles to the side so we can ride. All right. Here we go. This is pile number 1. All right. So starting with pile number 1, we have this is a Botswanan agate. I don't know if you can really see the colors, but it's kind of like tannish, real neutral pink, and a little bit of brown, darker brown in there too. But yeah, so what this means for this is deals with emotional healing, grounding, adventure, balance, and stress relief. So yeah, perhaps if anyone in pile number 1 is going through some stressful times, maybe picking up a Botswanan agate might help you all. And as I'm holding this crystal, I'm just trying to see if I pick up on anything else. And my nose was just running just now, so I don't know, maybe, I don't know if maybe some of you might be a little sick maybe right now. Maybe some of you are getting over a cold. Or you're dealing with the allergies, because I know this season, springtime going into summertime, is pretty ruthless for those who deal with allergies, because I definitely deal with them. Itchy eyes, stuffy nose, runny nose, sometimes sore throat. So yeah, definitely take care of yourself. Maybe have some tea. I'm actually drinking some raspberry tea right now. And it's really good. Also really good for the ladies when, we're on our cycles. It usually helps with cramps. So any type of red tea helps. Yeah, so that could be for some of my ladies in this pile. You could be dealing with that too. And I'm almost done channeling with this gemstone. I'm just trying to make sure I don't feel anything else or hear anything else. Okay, I do not. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna pull these cards out, or spread these cards out rather. Just kind of look over them. And we're going to see what your higher selves want to say to you. Okay. All right. Interesting. Let me make sure I got them all in frame. The cards, that is. You might not be able to see the top 2, but I will, of course, show you on the camera. It'll just be sort of backwards. Okay. And I'm just taking in what I'm seeing for a minute. Okay, vulture. Okay, so yeah, the first card we have out here, the tarot anyway, is Vulture. Okay, and we're gonna read from the book for these because I have not really worked with these cards as much. So I like whenever I'm work with a card and I'm not too familiar with how these work, but I know that it's an air card from the sign up here. This one right here. Okay, so oh my goodness, my nose it literally wasn't this runny before I started filming this. So yeah, some of you may you might do well maybe getting some allergy medicine. Yeah, I'm gonna take some as soon as I get finished doing this. All right, so it says Vulture, guardian and purifier, essential for rebalance. And then we just say the Botswanan, or I said Botswanan agate is all about balance and emotional, what was it, emotional healing and, you know, relief, grounding. That all has to do with balancing. All right, so it says the vulture is perhaps the most misunderstood creature of all. This intriguing bird balances our ecosystem and prevents the spread of disease. It does the dirty work that no one else wants to do and cleans up our messes. The vulture appears when there's a situation that needs to be purified or brought back into balance. Remember, the vulture is greatly undervalued. What you thought was a mistake or a tragedy is a blessing in disguise. When in balance, it clarifies, reveals wisdom, and since it's upright, we're going with the imbalance card. So when out of balance, that would be when the card is upside down. That would mean dramatic, aggressive, and to bring into balance, clean your space, sage. Okay, so with that being said, and how it pertains to this, I feel like a lot of you, what your higher self wants to say to you right off the bat is you need to, if you haven't gotten yourself in balance or you're feeling imbalanced, there's a need to be like the vulture and balance yourself, right? A lot of you, and I picked up on allergies because of my nose, so maybe some of you would do well with dusting around your house, or maybe like when you come from outside, you know, make sure you get out of those outside clothes and you know, take a shower, do whatever you do, and get into some more comfortable clothes, you know, and just cleanse, because I'm really feeling like someone feeling like kind of icky, kind of under the weather, as well as I'm getting clutter in a space, like in a home. And so maybe that's a good thing about cleaning one's environment up. And if, you know, if it is something where you're not necessarily, your house is, you know, unkept right now, maybe cleansing the energy signature in your home. So that could, you know, mean getting you some Palo Santo, some sage, you know, maybe burning a white candle, that type of thing, and other, you know, corresponding herbs and things like that, to cleanse your home with, energetically speaking, you know. And always make sure when you're burning sage, Palo Santo, all that type of stuff, you leave a window open or crack a door open, you know, patio door, something like that, you know, because you don't want the energy to just circulate around your apartment or home or house or whatever. And it's like the old energy is just going to stay stuck there. You need to have to open the windows and or the doors or something like that to get that old stagnant energy out. Okay. So moving on, we have release, Archangel Azrael. Okay, and it says the end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. So sorry for that noise in the background. I told y'all I told y'all, it never fails. It never fails. But hopefully we won't have any more of that. So yeah, basically, I feel like also this pile, your higher self is, or I'll say higher self, your future self. I'm sorry, your future self is wanting to let you know that this, if you're going through an end cycle of some sort, is for the best. With that will come a spiritual transformation. You'll get to where it is you want to go, especially with the vulture. Perhaps there's a situation that you need to remove yourself from so that you can get into that better balance, more balance, feeling better about yourself, because also like in relationships, especially for, I'm not too sure about, well, I believe it could happen to men as well, but for women especially, usually when a partner is not right for us, our bodies will start to reject that person, right? So, and as long as you continue to be with a person that is not good for you, you'll continuously have, your autoimmune diseases or, infections or whatever, constantly always sick, constantly always having the sniffles, constantly dealing with it. It may seem like there's always something negative happening, and usually that corresponds to being with the wrong person or having the wrong people around you. It doesn't even have to be a significant other. It can be like friends, the wrong friends around you, being around unsupportive family members, and those, family members who don't want to see you do well. It can be tricky. It can be really that deep and kind of messed up. So, yeah. So moving on, we have ancient awakening, ancient wisdom, deeper inner knowing is emerging within me. Yeah. So this is definitely like your higher self speaking to you right now, and it's like I keep saying higher self. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I may change the title of this. I don't know. Yeah, I may change the title. So it'll be, matter of fact, let me just make a little note of that. Because obviously that is something for myself, which is, instead of future self, let's say higher self. Yeah, because I keep saying it. So, and I may just do it, interchangeably. Higher self, future self, all the jazz. But you guys know what I mean. But I always follow the divine, because, of course, this is divine Libra wisdom. So I'm always going to follow what I feel. And that's what you all should do too. But anyway, getting back to this card here. I noticed that there's a cup and it's overflowing. And I feel like your higher self, future self, wants to let you know that once you get to this point here, your cup is gonna like just be overflowing with opportunity, with abundance, and that's abundance and wealth, health, opportunities, like I said, the right relationships coming in, whether it be romantic or platonic, whatever, and it's just like, and deep down, what it is you need to do. So if this is a situation where, like with the vulture, you need to leave a situation, as well as with the release card here, yeah, you know exactly what you need to do in this situation. If you know that, it seems like back to back you're dealing with something negative happening, or you're dealing with like negative people around you, whether that be your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, friendships, family, whatever. Like I said, let it go. Let it go. When you find out that there are things that are no longer serving you, it's time to go. It's time to go. And as hard as it is to let go, sometimes you just have to do it. You have to do it sad. You have to do it scared. is what I like to say. Okay. And then next we have patience, begonia. Kind of hard to see, it's kind of blurry. Anyway, it says your prayers have been heard and they are being answered. So I really feel like this is like your angels, you know, maybe ancestors who have passed over, you know, who are with you during this time. And of course, since Archangel Azrael popped out, this is, you know, his card, excuse me. You know, this could be, you know, him coming out as well. Him coming out as well as a guide for you. We also have Lilith down here, so Lilith may be significant for some of you as well. Maybe you're being called to work with Lilith. I don't know, but still on this card though, this patience card. Also, what I'm getting from this is to have patience with yourself, especially when, you know, you may be going through like a turning point in your life, like even if it's not, you know, necessarily a relationship that you need to leave, or, you know, a job or anything. You could just be having just a whole entire mental, emotional shift within yourself, and, you know, it can feel like, you know, it's called like an ego death. And, you know, you could be it could be like sort of hard for you to really make sense of what's happening to you, you know, but nonetheless, you're going through it. So have patience with yourself, have patience with the situation, have patience with, you know, your emotions as you deal with, you know, what it is you're walking away from, because you're going to go through all the stages of grief, you know, the sadness, the anger, the hopelessness, all the things. So just have patience with yourself and realize that it won't happen, or it won't last always, and you'll get to this place right here, you know, the Holy Grail. Because yeah, this also makes me think of the Holy Grail as well. Okay. And then we have Lilith here. And then it says, Lilith, the first woman. And it says, I am the voice of my body and soul. I choose the life that I desire to live. So with this card, release, and as well as Lilith, the message for Lilith. In the reading that I did yesterday, the pick-up power reading yesterday, there was this card that came out, and I want to say it was in maybe Power. Well, I don't want to spoil it just in case, but the Freedom card came up. So yeah, I'm not going to tell you what pile it was, but the Freedom card came out, and Lilith, because she was the first wife, and you know that in the story she leaves Adam because she doesn't want to be subjugated, right? She was not going to bend to his will. She was going to do her own thing. She was a grown adult, just like Adam was, and so they were equal in her eyes. And she did not need to follow a man. So, yeah. I really feel like and I have not lost my train of thought, but I'm just so many things are coming out. So many things are coming out right now. So, and I know I have this holding this up because it ties into what I'm about to say as well. With this Lilith card, if you're leaving a relationship, right, that you need to release, and I'll put that down for now, that you need to release, and you were with someone a partner who was trying to sort of subjugate you, put you in a situation where you had to really walk on eggshells, you know. I feel like that's why Lilith is coming out for some of you. And you know, this could just be like with Lilith, like maybe setting boundaries for you. If you are, you know, willing to stay in, you know, the relationships that you're in. And it's, you know, it's not as dire as this release card is, you know, it's about. Or you're not, you know, you're not, there's not necessarily, it's not that you're being subjugated or you're being treated badly. It's just that, you know, once you and your partner hash things out and, you know, talk about things, then there can, you know, there can be a resolution because, you know, the proper boundaries have been, you know, set. So yeah. But on the other hand, if it is, you know, a dire situation where, you know, you're dealing with a partner who doesn't value your, you know, your opinion, wants to do things their way, expects you to be completely and totally submissive, you know, to him and his will or her will, think about Lilith, you know, call on Lilith, work with Lilith, and yeah, get some self-esteem, and you know, walk away from that situation because, you know, and I know that there is the world of, you know, BDSM and there are certain dynamics where it calls for a person who may identify as a submissive and the other person who may identify as a dom, and you know, all that in between. You know, if it's a dynamic like that, totally fine, but within those within that type of situation okay, there are rules, right? There are rules set in place, and people are free to choose that role. You know what I'm saying? There, it's already, you know, discussed, agreed upon. Most of the time in in that type of a situation, contracts are drawn up. So, you know, and boundaries are put in place. So if it's not a situation like that, then, and you're doing things that you don't want to do against your will, you're being forced into something, it's not a choice for you initially, then that's a problem. That is a problem. So, like I said, work with Lilith, and find your backbone. Find your backbone, okay? So, and I'm just looking at these cards to just see if I pick up on anything else. I'm not really picking up on anything else. I think everything just sort of flows and the messages that needed to come out came out. So with that being said, I'm going to pull the Oracle cards message for you here. Okay. And something else just came to me just looking at this Lilith card again. Walking away from something in order to get to the life that you desire. So, you know, I goes back to what I was saying before. It's like, in order to, you know, get what you want out of this life, you know, you have to go for it, number one, but you also have to leave behind the things that are keeping you stuck. Alright, so, come on. Don't go all over the place. Okay. Yeah, I would definitely not be happy if all of these cards just fell everywhere. Interesting. So, what the Oracle message that you guys got, pile number one, is tap into your masculine side. I know you can't really read my handwriting. It's kind of chicken scratch. Don't come for me for it. I'm working on it, like I always say. But yeah, it says tap more into your masculine side. So basically what that means is exactly what it means. Tap more into your masculine side. Tap more into, you know, being, you know, assertive. Not aggressive, but assertive. You know, standing your ground. Not allowing yourself to be, you know, walked over, treated any kind of way. Not allowing for your voice to be heard. And this goes back to Lilith. Lilith was not about those games. She was, you know, fiercely herself, unapologetically herself. And that's what you're being called to do, especially with this Archangel Azrael card and the Lilith card. You know who you are and what it is that you want, so act on it. You know, don't be afraid to go after your dreams, you know, and what it is you desire. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to end it for pile number 1. That was your reading. So like the video, share the video, leave me a comment down in the comment section if this reading resonated for you, and if it did, tell me how it resonated, so that I can know, you know, only if you feel comfortable though. Only if you feel comfortable, that is. But yeah, thank you so much, pile number 1, and I will see you next time. All right, I'm going to take a sip of my tea. Okay. All right, pile number 2. We're starting here. Okay, so pile number 2. So what this is a amethyst. Kind of matches my nails. I need to redo my nails actually. It's kind of chipped, so overlook that. But yeah, this is an amethyst, and with amethyst, it represents peace, intuition, consciousness, protection. So it's a very good crystal to take along with you when you're traveling, whether it be short distances or long distances. I really love traveling with this. So yeah, maybe travel could be significant for some of you guys. And maybe your higher self, future self is maybe trying to give you like a little, premonition or like vision of a trip that's coming up for you soon that could maybe bring you a lot of peace and tranquility, and maybe it could end up changing your life, you know. And this could be, maybe this is some place that you travel to where you end up living one day. That's what I'm getting strongly with this. Yeah, I really feel like travel is significant for this pile, but we're going to get into the cards and see what else your future self, higher self wants to say to you. And I'm going to be using future self, higher self interchangeably, even though it means, you know, slightly different things, of course. But in pile 1, I kept saying higher self instead of future self. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to say both. So it's going to be, the title of this video is going to be future / higher self. Okay. Yeah. So, all right, I got the cards. Oh, and I will pull an oracle card at the end of each reading. And I know I mentioned that before, but I'm going to pull one of my my own oracle deck that I made, just written out. You know, it's nothing too fancy. But yeah, I'm just going to pull an oracle card from my own deck at the end. So let's get that out. Funny, funny, funny. I already see a travel card already. So, yep. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just, you know, okay, for those who are into the woo-woo, because obviously if you're watching this, then you're into woo-woo, you know, and spiritual things and synchronicities. Whenever anything like aligns, doesn't it fill you with joy? Doesn't it just make you laugh and just be like, oh my God. Okay, so let's look at these cards here. Yeah. Okay. So the first card out is the Whale. And I automatically think travel because it's a whale. So of course whales can travel, you know, very long distances in the water, you know, and a lot of times, you know, they may wash up, what am I doing? They may wash up on shore, you know, wherever they are. But I'm going to read from the book. I didn't show it in the last reading, but I'm just showing it now. It's the Animal Spirit Guidebook. And of course, like I said, all the decks that I use will be down in the description box, of course. So, okay, this looks like, where is the, because I know the little signatures up here represent the 4 elements. So let's see here. Okay, that represents water. Okay, and let's find whale. Okay, wait a minute. I'm going too far. Okay. I wish they would like number the cards. That would make it easier to find right away instead of having to go all the way through everything. I have a feeling this is all the way back here. Okay, finally, we got it. Okay, so again, the whale, it represents water. So desire to delve whale, and it says the desire to delve deeper, profound peace, ancient wisdom. The whale represents profound emotional health and stability. Whale personalities are not afraid of emotional expression. Okay. It's just the synchronicities, y'all. It just gets me every time. I love it so much. Anyway, so you guys, pal number 2, y'all might have been, some of you anyway, may have been drawn to pal number 1, because it mentions in pal number 1, ancient wisdom came up. So if you were drawn to pal number 1, definitely go check it out, because there might be a message in there for you. But yeah, so where was I? Well, personalities are not afraid of emotional expression or traversing difficult terrain, as they have overcome many challenges in their lives. These experiences have enriched them, giving them stability, strength, and depth that is rare. While energy is usually linked to the feminine forces of compassion and communication, we can depend on well personalities when all else seems lost, and trust them to be a beacon in our darkest hour. Um, so it says here, and sorry for the background noise if you hear that, but it says when in balance, that means when it's upright or upside, upside, it says calm, steady, deeply compassionate. When out of balance, that means upside down, heavy, slips into an old story. And it says to bring into balance, regular self-care or regulate yourself, and embrace self-care. Okay, so all that to say, yeah, my pile number twos are they're in need of balance right now. And again, pile number one, balance was very, very important, and also regulating emotions, setting boundaries, that type of thing. So yeah, balance, people, balance. Okay. All right. And then the next card we have is Three of Air, and it says great sadness, take time to heal, the need to forgive yourself or others. Three of Air. So this would be like the Three of Swords in the original tarot. So yeah, I really feel like pile number two is connected to pile number one, because pile number one was sort of talking about leaving situations behind that no longer served you. So I'm feeling like with this great sadness, there could have been something that really, has maybe shook you, disappointed you, made you sad, of course, as it states on the card here. And perhaps going on this adventure or traveling, which embarking on an adventure is the next card down here. And I mentioned travel as this reading started, or as I started pile number two, sorry. So yeah, whatever the sadness is, perhaps you take a trip that heals you, that really heals a situation. And by getting away from whatever it is that, made you sad, it helps you to, completely, not necessarily get over the situation, but helps you to regulate your emotions and feelings about it, so that you can get to a better state of mind when it comes to this, whatever this situation is here. Also, the number three could be significant. So I don't know, maybe, this could be, I'm picking up on a marriage, maybe. This could be just for some of you. Perhaps, a marriage has ended and there's a child involved, because, there are two big sort of horses, unicorns right here. There's one right here, and then there's a little baby horse, unicorn, right there in the middle. Sorry for that if you heard that. My neighbors are hyped. I don't know if they're outside or in their apartment. So yeah. I'm hearing and really getting divorce. So yeah, some people in this pile may be going through a divorce, and there's a kid involved, and it's just a lot of stress right now. And this, maybe by taking a trip to get away from it all, after maybe going through all the the actual divorce and the settlement and all that type of stuff, perhaps whoever this is for can maybe go on this adventure. Or if it's not divorce and you're just simply walking away from a relationship because there could have been maybe cheating involved, because when I see three, it makes me think of like a third party situation where two people are in a relationship, and then one of the people decided to step outside of the relationship, and it became a whole bad thing. So now it's just like, you know, even though this caused you great sadness, it's time to take the time to heal from it. You know, walk away from things. You know, you can forgive people from a distance, but that doesn't mean you forget. And you know, go and embark on this journey, right? So I feel like that's what your higher self, future self, is sort of telling you, is that if a situation comes up where you're in a relationship or a marriage or something, and you know, you have to walk away from it, know that by walking away from it and healing from it, allowing yourself to feel the feelings but heal from it, just, you know, work through your issues, work through your emotions, that you'll eventually get to that peace that you crave. And if this is a marriage situation, or even if it is just a, you know, boyfriend girlfriend type thing, and there still is a child involved, you know, the child will be okay. You know, hopefully within this situation, you know, both parents can, you know, co-parent with each other amicably, you know, and you guys can eventually become friends after that, and learn how to, you know, work together when it comes to doing what's best for, you know, the child or children involved. Okay, so yeah, I mentioned embarking on an adventure. I mean, the card is embarking on an adventure, and it says, "I savored the wonders of the world." And I mentioned travel before, where it came when I said I was getting travel strongly for this pile. So yeah, I really feel like whatever trip you go on is going to be life-changing. It's going to be healing. It's going to help you take your mind off of certain things. And looking at this card, I see several different types of, you know, monuments for different countries, you know, places. So, you know, perhaps this is one of those trips where you go to visit multiple countries, cities. You know, this could be like a trip of a lifetime, really. You hit, you know, multiple different places, and yeah. And also you have this, and I haven't gotten to this card yet, but I see Khadijah out here. Maybe the Middle East is going to be significant. Some of you may be traveling to, I'm getting like Oman, Dubai, places like that. But I'm also I see like the Eiffel Tower, so Paris, Egypt also could be, you know, considered like Middle East, Africa, you know, that type of thing. London, maybe Singapore, and Japan, I'm getting, is possible places you might be traveling to. Oh goodness, I forget where that place is called, but I believe it's in Turkey, with the balloons, hot air balloon things. Also here in Germany as well. I literally just came from a few months ago, I took a trip to Germany. Yeah. Or you could just be going somewhere tropical too, because I see the palm trees there. So yeah, that's just what I get from that card there. And we're gonna move right along. But either way, wherever we go, I want to go. I definitely, even though I went on that trip to Germany like a few months ago, like in March, kind of. Excuse me, I had to take a sip of my drink. I need a trip. I need a summer trip, seriously. So I'm going to speak that into existence for myself, right? Okay, so next we have balance work, rest, and play. Yellow rose, and it says it's important for you to have fun along with fulfilling your responsibilities. That's the card there. I really love these flower cards. Yeah. Also yellow. There's a lot of yellow in this kind of like the yellow golden light. There's sort of like a yellowish green up here too. There's like a yellowish gold within this card. A little bit of yellow kind of like over here. So yeah, with that sort of like yellow goldish color, I feel like this is also, even though there was great sadness here with whatever the situation is, there's still a sense of optimism and hope. And again, like with this trip, it may give you a sense of, or give you a chance to really regain your optimistic outlook on life, right? It may put you back in a state of happiness and wanting to, the will to live, because this, whatever happened here, it could have been very, very devastating, right? So yeah, I really feel like, with whatever trip this is that comes up, it's gonna get you back to your balance, get you back to your peace, your tranquility, and all that type of stuff. And it's like, even though you're handling your responsibilities when it comes to, because I picked up like a marriage ending, so going through a divorce, going through like, trying to figure out how to settle and all that type of stuff. So, you handle business, you made sure if you do have children who are involved, they're taken care of, and you're fulfilling your, responsibilities. I also get with this, also is like setting boundaries for yourself too, being disciplined, that type of thing. Having fun, but also, remembering your responsibilities too. Okay, and then we have Khadijah, and then it says, the mother of believers. And it says, I am spiritually and financially abundant. I provide heaven and earth for myself. So, yeah. Yeah. So what your higher self, future self is sort of telling you is, you can take care of yourself. You don't need anyone else to help you take care of you, right? You have everything that within you that it takes to, satisfy your desires, achieve your dreams, and, you don't need anyone else to make you happy, because you shouldn't depend on anyone else to make you happy, right? Your happiness has to come from within. It has to come from you. No one else can do that for you. Our relationships are meant to, fulfill us in a way, but not fulfill us fully, if that makes sense. So we have to find that fulfillment within ourselves, because people change, dynamics change, situations change, and at the end of it, we are all we have. Even if we have, our friends, our family, etc., etc., but we leave out of this world alone. We may be surrounded by people when it's time to go, but we have to make that journey on our own, just like we had to make the journey alone coming into this world. It's going to be the same when we go out. So your best friend, ultimate best friend, has to be yourself. You have to love yourself more than you love anything else. Because if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't love yourself, you don't take care of yourself, no one else is going to really see fit to do any of that. Right? So hopefully that made sense, I hope. Okay, so, and that's all I had really got for the cards. But again, like as I'm, pulling your oracle card for my little deck here, I, I'll tell you, or I say it out loud if I feel it's, necessary. Okay. I'm laughing because it's literally, I literally just said this. But it says, you know what you need to do, and you know what you need. Literally just said that. So that's your oracle card. So pile number 2, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Hopefully it resonated with you. If it did, leave me a comment down in the comment section. Let me know how it resonated, how this is sort of impacting you, if you feel comfortable doing so. But nonetheless, I would love a comment down in the comment section, just so I can, engage, interact with people as they get to know me as a reader on here on YouTube. I know I'm fairly new, but I'm pretty sure there are other creators who are new as well. But I want to get to know my audience as I, get, viewers, of course. And I definitely want to know that my readings are sort of confirming things for you or helping you in any way, shape, or form, because that's the reason why I do it. Also, like the video, share it with anyone who, you think might find this beneficial, or who could use at least, a pep up, just some encouragement, whatever the case. Share it, like I said, liking this video and subscribing to the channel helps to push me out to the algorithm, so that not only can I reach more people, but you all know the next time I drop a new video, which I have more videos coming soon. So yeah, do all the things. And if this is where I'm leaving you now, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Okay, pile number 3. Last but certainly not least, like I always say. Take a little sip of my drink here. Okay. Oh, that's what I was noticing. It's a little cracked. Okay, so pile number 3, we're starting here. Okay, so pile number 3, this is Tiger's Eye. And Tiger's Eye, it represents having confidence in oneself, courage, being motivated, fearlessness. It's associated with the solar plexus chakra, which speaks to personal power and, again, confidence, So I feel like with this pile number 3, you all could be getting the courage to embark on something, to do something that you've never thought you would do or want to do, or maybe it's something that you were scared to pursue or do, and now maybe a fire has been lit under you, and you're like, I'm determined now. I'm determined. Because I'm feeling like I'm seeing like a phoenix rising from ashes. So yeah, you're ready to be unstuck from where you are. I'm also hearing sleep. What is it? I'm not sleeping on me. I'm not sleeping on me is what I hear. I'm not sleeping on me again. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah. Hmm. And I'm just making sure I don't hear or feel anything else that needs to come out. But isn't it so pretty? I just love this. I love this stone. If you're needing to build up your confidence, your courage, your motivation, get you some tiger's eye and carry it around with you. Yeah, that's I don't feel anything else right now, but if it, anything comes back up, I will definitely mention it. I will pull an oracle card for you from my oracle deck. Yeah, at the end though. I thought I would have had something else, but I don't. Okay. So let's get these cards out here. Spread out, rather. Excuse me. I don't know why. Sometimes when I get ready to read, my nose wants to get all stuffy for some reason. I start sniffling and all that. It's so weird. Okay. Looking at these cards here. Let's see. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started with this. First card out is the eagle, and this looks like it's associated with the air. We're going to read from the book in just a minute, but I mentioned, yeah, because it's funny. This is an eagle, and it's a bird, right? And I mentioned phoenix before. So yeah, I really feel like there's this, because this kind of looks like, rising from like a fire or ashes or something. Yeah, something, you guys are rising from something. Maybe it could have been like a negative mindset and you're moving into a more positive one. Rising above a situation that you've been in or have been in. Let me move these over a little bit so you can kind of see them. Probably won't be able to see all. Okay, that's a little bit better. You can kind of see it. Yeah, I just really feel like soaring. You're soaring. You're not taking. I hear not taking no for an answer. Okay. So let's read from the book here. And this is air. So let's see here. It would be all the way back here. I was saying in pile number 2, I was like, I wish they would number the cards instead of just the pages in the booklet. It would be easier for people to find. Anyway. Okay, so it says eagle. And it says all pervading power, truth seeker, transforms karma. Okay, and then it says the noble eagle emanates the light of the sun. This great bird is both physically and spiritually strong and represents mastery over the elements of fire and air. And it's funny, there's a fire card that has just come out as well. And they're in alignment with each other, so that's awesome. Okay, so and maybe fire signs and air signs may be significant for pile number 3. Okay, so and then it says, when the eagle appears, you'll soon be thrown into the karmic fire for the sake of your transformation. What did I just say? Phoenix rising. And when a phoenix rises, it just, it unalives, and then it comes back to life from rising from the flames and ashes. Okay, what did I say? Or where did I leave off on? Yeah, okay, and then it says, the eagle pushes us to be our best and brightest selves and stops at nothing to see us shine. Grasp the sun in your talons and hold on for the ride. You are stronger than you think, eagle child. All right, give it big up to my eagle child. Or children, rather. Okay, and then it says, when in balance, that means when it's upright, or the card is upright. It says bright, radiant challenges. Bright, radiant, and challenges. So this could be, and this is, I think, and I mentioned maybe you're overcoming something like an obstacle. That's what I mentioned before. So yeah, maybe you're moving into a state of where you come out of something that was challenging, an obstacle or something of that sort, and now you're seeking to get, you're rising from the ashes or whatever. Okay, and then when it says when out of balance, it means when it's upside down. And it says controlling. And it says to bring into balance, step into the unknown. Yeah. So yeah, for my pal threes, I really feel like you guys are, if you have not overcome this obstacle, you're figuring out ways to do so. And I'm also getting that, I mentioned air signs, fire signs, so maybe an air sign or a fire sign may come in to assist you, help you with whatever this obstacle is. But you're definitely stronger than you think, just like the book said. You have what it takes to overcome. All right, so we're going to move on to 9 of fire, which would be the 9 of wands. And it says, what does it say? It says, don't give up, protect that which you've created, have courage, and believe in yourself. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. This is happening in pal too, or actually all pal number 1 as well, but the synchronicity, everything has just been chef's kiss. My intuition has been on point, and I have to do a little shameless pat on my back because, and I, everything usually aligns anyway, but I really love to just see it, how it all comes together, and just being confirmed for myself that my intuition was absolutely on point. But anyway, so yeah, this is just like the eagle, and it's funny that I thought about like a phoenix rising from, because it makes me think about fire. It's a fire bird, like the red bird, even though we have eagle out here. And an eagle and a phoenix are two different things, but yeah, it's just, I just really get the sense of my pal number 3s are the ones who just come out of a heavy tower moment, a major tower moment, and you all could even be connected to pal number 2. There may be a message in there for you, because I believe the number 13 card, actually, let me see, because I want to I am pretty sure. Yep. Yeah, the Tower card is the 13th card in the tarot. So, and although in pile number 2 it was number 13, but it said release. So yeah, whatever obstacle you guys, I really feel like pile number 2 can give you some messages in there as well. But for my pile number 3s, I feel like more so this is you sort of being called your higher self, your future self is sort of, and I'm saying higher self, future self because in pile number 1 and 2, yeah, pile number 1, I started saying higher self instead of future self. So sorry, I'm gonna use those both interchangeably, even though they do mean two different things. Your higher self, future self, it's a little bit different, but nonetheless, but it could still be the same considering because it's still you speaking to yourself. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna use both names interchangeably. But what they're trying to say to you is, or what your higher self, future self is trying to say to you is that don't give up on yourself. You know, whatever obstacle you're facing right now, it could feel like it's the end of the world. It could feel like, you know, you can't sort of get yourself out of, you know, you don't see a way out basically. But this card right here is asking you to really, really see it through. You know, whatever, if you are going through this obstacle right now, see it through to the end. You know, trust and believe that, you know, you have what it takes. And also there's have courage. What did I say the tiger's eye is about? Having courage. Like what? Having courage. So, you know, yeah. Get you some tiger's eye. If you don't have any already, get you some tiger's eye. Seriously. Okay. And then it says, making a difference. It says, my inner light shines far and wide. Just like that. Beautiful card. And so, yeah, you know, if it's not necessarily you could be the air sign or fire sign helping someone else find their confidence, find their courage. And it's going to make a difference for them. Okay? And now, if it is you, as it pertains to making a difference for yourself, it just could be like a difference in your mind frame, how you approach something. You know what I mean? Even though you're down and out right now, you still have what it takes to make a difference. And someone could be inspired by your story. You know, that you were able to overcome a situation. And so maybe this could be you speaking out about your story. Maybe this could be you, you know, what am I trying to say? Writing a book and telling your story, and it helps someone else. So yeah. Then we're going to go forward. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, yeah. So this next card is laughter, and it's the wattle. I think that's how you say that. And then it says, uplift yourself and those around you through loving laughter. What did I just say? What did I just say? And I did not read this part at all. When I was looking over the cards, I never read this part. This is how you make a difference. By telling your story, and it could even be like in a humorous way. Because now you've gotten to the point where you can see the humor in the situation. Or you can, not maybe like the humor in the situation, but you can find humor in it. But you've overcame it though. And by doing so, you help others. You make a difference. So that's what your higher self wants to tell you, your future self. Okay. And then we have Genie. I probably completely butchered the name. And sorry if I did. I'm not good with sounding out some names. But I'll definitely do my best to figure out how to pronounce this for next time if this card ever should come back out. And then it's a beautiful card. I just love these. I love all my decks really, but I really love this deck. But anyway, so yeah, it says the essence of all Buddhas, and it says, I have the power to make each moment sacred. Everything is material for my liberation. So a couple of things stand out with this card, right? So I have the power to make each moment sacred. Making a difference. Making others laugh. Uplifting yourself and others. Finding the joy, the power in each moment. You know? Making each moment sacred, no matter how it looks on the outside, or how it looks, you know, not even the outside, just how it looks in general. Finding joy and comfort within yourself, and knowing that troubles do not last always. They won't last always. And I feel like I said this in pile number 2, so that's why I mentioned it. Maybe, you know, there may be a message for some of you if you felt drawn to that pile as well. And then also what's sticking out to me is this word liberation over here. You can't really see it, what I'm pointing to. I don't know. It's backwards, but liberation. Anyway. Yeah. Not giving up on yourself is going to lead to your liberation. That's what your higher self, future self wants to say to you. Calling back your power is also a good thing to do. You know, maybe you light a candle, you know, write a little petition, or, you know, a ritual out, affirmation to say. You write it, you say it out loud, and then burn it. Yeah. It leads to your liberation. When you tap into yourself, tap into your power, call it back from throughout space, time, everywhere. That leads to your liberation. When you realize that you have what it takes within you, despite what anyone else may say, if you have people around you being naysayers, being negative Nancys and Neds, cut them off. Cut them off. Get them out of your life. Walk away. Get rid of any and everything that doesn't serve you anymore. That brings you down, makes you feel unwanted, unloved, not good enough. Every time you see that person or persons, or you go to a job that you don't like, and it always brings up feelings of inadequacy or insecurity. It pisses you off. A person in particular pisses you off. That's letting you know. Anything that disturbs your spirit, 9 times out of 10, it's meant to awaken something in you. It's like a what do you call it? A siren or something, or a warning. Like, hey, something about this certain person or something about this situation is not sitting well with me, and I need to do something about it, right? So yeah, whatever obstacle you need to overcome, you have what it takes to overcome it. Have courage, have faith in yourself, and know that you have what it takes to get over it and move through it. By telling your story and assisting and helping others, you make a difference. You found the joy and the humor in a situation. You can laugh about it afterwards. You meet your liberation. Okay? So I'm going to pull a oracle card here, and then we're going to wrap this up. Let's see what comes out for you. I don't know. I'm hearing to pull 2 of these for you. I didn't pull 2 for the other pals, so don't tell them. Oops. Don't tell them. Okay, we got that one, and let's see, get you another one here. And if other pals are watching, sorry y'all, but I just felt called to pull out 2 of these oracle messages that I've written for my pal 3s. I don't know why, but I follow my intuition. It has never steered me wrong. Okay. Actually, no. I feel... Come on. Yeah. There we go. Okay. What did you get here? Interesting. So, yeah. Actually, pal number 3, you might have been attracted to pal number 1 as well. So, all these pals are somehow connected, because this came out from pal number 1, and it says tap more into your masculine side. And what that means is, and sorry for the background noise if you hear that, what that means is tap more into your dominant side, more into your assertive side. And it's not about male or female, man or woman. It's about, we both men and women have a masculine side and feminine side. We both have those energy signatures within us. And it doesn't have anything to do with gender roles or none of that. It's about tapping into your assertive side. It's okay to be nurturing. It's okay to be, emotionally, what am I trying to say? Giving or whatever. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think you know what I mean. But in this case, because the feminine can be very assertive, the feminine can be very fierce and fiery, But when it says, when I think of sort of tapping into your masculine side, it's like tapping into that was commonly associated within this social construct that we have, in the world today. And what this is more so perception and more so sometimes we as women, we may have to operate within our masculine sometimes, because a lot of times people can discount us as women. They can feel as though they can talk to us in a kind of way, walk over us, that type of thing, just simply because we are women. So, it's a call to be, more in touch with that assertiveness, more so, being unapologetic and setting boundaries and, being a little brutish in a way, not to the point where you're harming anyone else. That's not at all what I'm saying, but it's more so, fighting your way through, and not being afraid to speak out and be loud and, have fun and, do all the things. Okay. And then the next oracle message you got is start a side hustle or business. So, this could tie into making a difference where, you come up with a business, that solves a lot of problems. It's very much needed for people, and, your business ideas, hold a lot of value, and, people could definitely benefit from it. So that's what I have. That's all I have for you, pal number 3s. Hope it resonated for you all. Sorry for that background noise. If you feel called to, I'm just reiterating, go check out pal number 1, pal number 2. There could be messages in there for you only if you feel divinely guided to do so. I'm not trying to make you do what do what I say. It's just a suggestion, right? Like the video, share it with someone who you think maybe enjoy this video, may find value in it, may get some things confirmed for them, and because liking the video helps to push me out to the algorithm so that I can reach more people. Liking the video lets me know that what I'm doing is resonating with people, and they're enjoying the content, right? And leave me a comment down in the comment section, right? Let me know how this resonated, if it did. If you feel comfortable sharing your story. If not, totally fine, but I would enjoy comments from you nonetheless to let me know that it is, resonating for you, even if you don't want to go into your whole story. Subscribe to the channel, right? Subscribing also pushes me out to the algorithm, as well as helps you to know when I go. I want to keep saying go live, but I'm not going to be going live anytime soon, but I am working on a Patreon. So over there, once I have that up and running, I will, maybe do live things over there, and, be face to face with, subscribers and that type of thing when that comes. That's very much in the near future. I'm suspecting anyway. But yeah, over there, we'll have specific content that is voted on, from subscribers. We'll be able to have a good community, like a sense of community over there where we get to know each other and everyone can connect and do all the things. So yeah, I don't know exactly how Patreon works necessarily. So I don't know if you can make it to where, people can be face to face. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming that you can. I don't know. But even if we can't be face to face, at least we will be able to chat with each other back and forth, and you'll be able to see me face to face, or you'll be able to see my face rather. And if push comes to shove and they don't have the face to face capabilities, then I may do something on TikTok, on my page over there, and you can go check that out as well. My page over on TikTok. But either way, I'll figure out how to do the whole live thing. And, I can pull cards, we can discuss cards, and, go from there. I'll have a lot of things coming down the pipeline soon, okay? So yeah, do all the things, like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the things. And I'm going to wrap it up here, and I will see you next time, Pile 3. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good night.